The mystery of Puma Punku. What if we told you there's an ancient structure so precisely built, modern engineers can't explain how it was made, let alone how it was created thousands of years ago without power tools or advanced machinery? Massive stones weighing over 100 tons, perfect cuts that rival today's laser-guided equipment, and joints so tight a razor blade can't slide between them. This place exists. It's called Puma Punku, and it might be the biggest architectural mystery in human history. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some believe this site is proof of a forgotten chapter of civilization, or even something not of this earth. Puma Punku is part of a larger archaeological complex known as Tiwanaku, located high in the Andes mountains of Bolivia, over 12,000 feet above sea level. The air is thin, the terrain is brutal, and yet, somehow, over 1,500 years ago, someone built a megalithic site here that still defies explanation. What makes Puma Punku so mysterious isn't just its age or its location, it's the construction itself. The site features some of the largest stone blocks ever used in South America, including red sandstone slabs weighing between 80 and 130 tons. That's heavier than a Boeing 737. And they weren't just placed randomly, they were carved and fitted with surgical-level precision. Let's talk about the stones. First, the H blocks. Dozens of stone pieces cut into a shape resembling the letter H. They're not just similar, they're almost identical, with uniform measurements, angles, and slots. Some corners are cut at perfect 90-degree angles. Drill holes appear to have been bored straight through massive blocks. Interlocking joints are so precise that no mortar was used, and the stones still lock tightly today. But here's the part that keeps engineers and archaeologists awake at night. The tools required to achieve this level of precision don't exist in the known record of the Tiwanaku people. They didn't have steel, they didn't have wheels. They had no known writing system, no cranes, no pulleys, and no iron tools. So how were these stones quarried, shaped, transported, and assembled so precisely, especially at an altitude of nearly 4,000 meters? Some of these stones came from quarries over 50 miles away. Even with today's equipment, moving blocks that size would be a logistical nightmare. Mainstream archaeologists attribute Puma Punku to the Tiwanaku civilization, who flourished around 500 to 1000 AD. They believe the site was a ceremonial center, constructed using basic stone tools, ramps, ropes, and a lot of manpower. But there's a problem even the most generous reconstructions can't fully explain. The cutting precision, the alignment accuracy, or how blocks were moved and set without breaking. This is where alternative theories begin to emerge. Some researchers suggest that Puma Punku is far older than we think, possibly dating back to a lost civilization that predated Tiwanaku entirely. Others believe the site is proof of ancient high technology, a civilization with engineering knowledge that has been completely erased from history. And yes, some even claim it's evidence of extraterrestrial contact or intervention. While that might sound extreme, the unanswered questions surrounding the site have only fueled these ideas further. Let's zero in on one detail: the cuts and angles. Researchers using 3D scanning technology have found that many of the cuts are accurate to fractions of a millimeter, the kind of tolerance we associate with modern machine work. One stone in particular appears to have parallel lines carved into it with mechanical consistency. No chisel marks, no visible signs of primitive tools. Some believe these lines could only have been made by tools capable of vibrational cutting, diamond-level abrasion, or laser-like precision. If that's true, it raises one major question. Where did this technology go? Why does it appear nowhere else in the region, only at Puma Punku? Newer theories suggest Puma Punku might not be 1,500 years old, but possibly much older, even pre-Ice Age. Supporters of this theory point to signs of massive erosion on the stones, which would require thousands of years of rain and wind, far more than the known age of the Tiwanaku culture. If Puma Punku was built before the last Ice Age, it would flip our timeline of human advancement upside down. It would mean people were working with advanced engineering techniques long before any known civilization developed agriculture, writing, or metallurgy. Of course, this theory is controversial and hotly debated. Whether you believe the mainstream narrative or lean toward alternative history, one thing is clear. Puma Punku should not exist. Not with that precision, not with that weight, not in that location, not during that time. And yet, it does. So what are we missing? Was this the work of a highly skilled civilization that's been erased from the historical record? Were ancient humans smarter and more technologically advanced than we've given them credit for? Or is Puma Punku the smoking gun, a clue left behind by a forgotten people, or perhaps something far stranger? Let us know your theory in the comments. And if you're fascinated by ancient mysteries, lost civilizations, and mind-bending questions about the past, subscribe to the Mind Vault and tap that like button so the algorithm knows you're ready for more. Thanks for watching.